Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for My Hero Academia, manga chapter 331, and it's basically the fight is continuing. And now, last week, my review was just basically saying that All Might 2, her powers are very OP, and I can understand why All for One would want this ability. I could understand. That's basically the gist of what I was saying last week, and I said that the reason why her quirk may have not have worked on Shiggy is kind of like a Death Note thing where you need to know the name, like all the conditions need to be met, and I essentially was right. We find out within this chapter if the person has a personality complex. No, I'm joking. If the person doesn't refer to themselves the way that you are referring to, regardless if you've touched them, then the quirk won't work. So because Shiggy don't know if he's Shiggy or his real name before he turned to the dark side, or if he's one for all himself, because he doesn't know how to refer to himself, All Might 2's quirk didn't work on her. And now we go through this whole thing where basically it is the thought process of Shiggy, and he's just breaking down all that he has realized about All Might 2's quirk and just coming to his own conclusions and thinking, right, like boom, 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 like what happens if this happens, if this happens, if this happens. Basically analyzing it for himself, based on what he's seen. And this kind of reminded me, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the TV series Heroes, but there was a villain within that called Sylar, and it just gave me the Sylar vibe. So if you know about Heroes, let me know in the comment section, and if you agree with that in that moment, Shiggy was giving you Sylar vibes. But yeah, so we have that, and essentially the fight continues. And now All Might 2 is doing some impressive stuff. I cannot front about that. You know, when she formed the clouds into a bigger version of herself, and then you see the clap, and then you see the work with the lasers and all that madness. Yes, impressive stuff. Tish is going down. She's hitting Shiggy hard, but Shiggy's still standing firm. But that might be probably because of his regeneration abilities. But he's still standing firm, and she's saying that like this is not going to be enough to beat him. If it was, then Endeavor could have done the job. So basically, ooh, I feel like that reference to Endeavor could be more important than I had initially realized, because obviously at the very minimum the level she's hitting at Endeavor's level, so we can say that she can be on par to Endeavor minimum. But do we know if she is going all out right now? Is she giving it all right now? That is a question. Because if she's not, she could potentially be so much stronger. And I want to say that she's not, and that she's at a slight disadvantage. I'm not saying that. I don't think she's going all out, but I don't think she's pretty much far off of it. I think she's at a slight disadvantage, and that's simply because she's fighting in the sky. So she could have more to give, but can't give it because she's fighting in the sky. That's what I think, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But it is something that I literally just thought about as I was recording, so I had to throw it in there. But but what I was getting to, basically was that she's doing all this impressive stuff, but for me, that's not the most impressive thing about her. Now, I said previously, like, her reputation for me is ruined regardless of what she does and she doesn't do, because she's a disciple of All Might. Because she's a disciple of All Might, her reputation is just over straight away from the get-go. But when you see how she get to know her bros, for a slight second I found myself liking her, just for a slight second, only because of the relationship with her bros, and for a slight second, but then it went away. But then it went away. But it could be possible that Womatu could be built to be a character I do like in her own right, but she does have a hard battle on her hands because she's a disciple of All Might. The last thing I want to mention is that we got this Agpa person, basically whoever All Might 2 is reporting to, they've sent in nukes. Basically, I was gonna say they sent in the nukes. They sent in the nukes, and they said that make sure all of these hit hard to take down Shiggy. Yeah? So we'll see where that goes. But this guy, or girl, don't know, definitely not human looking, did say that, you know, what you've done, he said this to All Might too, what you've done, your license is provoked, basically. I don't know if he said that or he or she said that as a joke because they're on friendly terms. I do feel like what they are saying is true. Like, what All Might 2 did is a license taken away worthy thing to do. But when would it come to it? Probably not, but it was mentioned. But one thing I did notice is that this person has a picture of All Might, and what I feel like is their daughter, the Agpar's person's daughter, within the office. And so I think there's more. I think there's gonna be possibly a whole All Might 2 backstory, which delves into things a bit more deeper, which could possibly answer that picture. I did think, and this is my last thing I'm gonna say. I did think that the missiles being sent, the Tia, what was it? Tia something. I thought that was an anagram, going to be an anagram for the missiles, but when I did actually read the state of the art hypersonic interconventional cruise missiles, not an anagram at all. That's the last thing I want to say about this chapter. I am going to give it a 3-star rating, and like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.